Geraldine Post Office is one of the major buildings of this region, built in 1908, and the exchange, so the building in behind is the actual exchange, telephone exchange, going back 40 odd years ago. Always loved the building, always thought it'd be a great art gallery. My favourite part of the building really is just that whole sitting on its own, standing out here, making itself known. That whole history of the floors and the ceilings, the old tin ceilings, and your great double hung windows. The Heritage Incentive Fund was something I applied for. They came down, had a great look at the building. Already we're excited what we've been doing with it. So we then had to work through with the engineers what we were going to do for the strengthening, extra strengthening, which was our front facade. As Heritage said, the first thing to do is basically re-roof. Then that was protecting the whole building. So once we completely re-roofed, we then at the same time did what strengthening get at. And then of course, once you're re-roofing, you've got to paint. And then so it was continual from there on. Without their funding, we couldn't have restored this to the position we're in now. The building is pretty well everything I want actually, and the whole thing is we're now reverting the upstairs area into more of a public gallery situation. And then my daughter's now with her gallery, she's running both areas, but is also opening a gallery up downstairs. And that will allow this upstairs area to be a lot more changing shows and pretty well the dream I wanted for Geraldine was to give them a good public gallery.
I am the owner of the Masonic Hotel, and we've been working on this project now for about, I suppose, 5 or 6 years. We went and did a bit of research and we saw that it was set to be demolished because it needed a whole lot of earthquake strengthening. And it was such a beautiful building, we thought, we can't let this go to waste, but we can't leave it as it is. We got a whole bunch of architects in and came up with a plan. We've decided to convert it into a premium hotel. So it's a stunning building. There were a lot of original features inside it that I loved. The big grand staircase, the big stained glass windows, the fan lights above the doors, everything that sort of made this place stand out. But then the real bit that I loved was standing back and its presence in the town. For the seismic strengthening of the building, you'll spend $1 million and it'll look like the same as it did when you started. And so it's a difficult proposition to take to a bank and say, this is what we want to do, and can we have $1 million to do nothing and be able to get no more income out of it. And so the opportunity that we get from funding agents like Heritage New Zealand is fabulous because it means that we can take something to the bank and we can say, we've got our first $150,000. This gets us a start. We can assign engineers to the project. So they've been really, really instrumental. This building wouldn't have happened without the support of Heritage New Zealand. If you've got a project that you're passionate about, just telling them, why we want to do it, what does the building feel like for the province, how is it good for the community, and if you've got a decent historic building, those questions are really easy to answer. This is a legacy really for the town, and it's to honour the pioneers who started Cambridge and started the township and built these beautiful buildings